Instead of opening up a conversation, it can shut it down, causing the other person to become defensive or tuned out. When emotions are high and we feel unheard, it's easy to jump straight into statements that accuse or blame, but the way we communicate can make all the difference. If you want to be truly heard and understood, it's helpful to approach the conversation with calm and clarity. Instead of saying, "You never listen to me," try rephrasing it to something like, "I'd really like to share something important with you. Is now a good time?" This simple shift in wording creates an invitation rather than a confrontation. It shows respect for the other person's time and attention while also signaling that what you have to say matters. It transforms the moment from frustration to opportunity. Remember, communication isn't just about what you say, it's about how you say it. When you express your needs in a calm, clear, and non-accusatory way, you create space for the other person to listen rather than feel the need to defend themselves. This kind of approach can turn a potential argument into a meaningful dialogue, one where both sides feel valued and understood. By adjusting the way you express yourself, you not only increase the likelihood of being heard, but you also deepen the connection with the people around you. After all, the goal isn't just to be right, it's to be understood and respected. Number 5, I'm just a burden. Let's be honest. There are moments when we all feel like we're asking too much of others. We might think that we're just in the way or that our needs are becoming an inconvenience. But here's the truth. Asking for help doesn't make you a burden. It makes you human. It's a reminder that we all need each other, no matter how old we are, no matter where we're at in life. When you tell yourself, "I'm just a burden," you're not only diminishing your own worth, but you're also denying your loved ones the chance to offer support, and more importantly, to show you how much they care. People who love you want to be there for you, just as you've been there for them throughout the years. Giving and receiving help is a natural part of any relationship, and it strengthens the bonds that connect us. Instead of focusing on what you feel you can't do, shift your mindset to recognize the many ways you can still contribute, no matter how small they may seem. Maybe you're not able to do everything you once did, but that doesn't mean you don't have value. You might share your stories, passing down the wisdom of your experiences. You could cook a simple meal for your family, adding warmth and care to the table. Or maybe you could just be there to listen. Sometimes offering a kind ear can be the most important thing you can give. Your presence is a gift, and you have a lot to offer, even if it doesn't look the same as it once did. Let your loved ones help you, and when they do, try to see it for what it truly is. An act of love, not obligation. They're not helping you because they have to. They're helping you because they want to, because you matter to them. And in the process, you're reinforcing the beautiful cycle of giving and receiving that makes relationships so meaningful. Remember, you're never a burden. You're a person worthy of love, care, and connection. And when you let others support you, you're not taking something away from them. You're giving them the chance to show just how much you mean to them. As we've explored today, the words we speak and the attitudes we carry have the power to shape our lives in profound ways. Aging isn't about retreating into the past or giving in to limitations. It's about embracing each moment with open arms and a mindset that invites growth, connection, and joy. Remember, it's never too late to try something new, to build meaningful relationships, to share your wisdom, or to ask for help when you need it. Every stage of life holds its own beauty, and it's up to us to make the most of it. So, the next time you catch yourself thinking or saying something that holds you back, take a moment to pause, shift your perspective, and ask yourself, how can I turn this moment into an opportunity for connection, learning, or growth? I hope today's discussion has inspired you to see your golden years as a time for renewal, not retreat. Whether you're taking your first steps toward a new hobby, reaching out to someone you've lost touch with, or simply enjoying the beauty of life's little moments, you have so much to offer the world. Thank you for joining me today, and remember, the best is yet to come. Stay curious, stay connected, and keep embracing life with purpose. Until next time. Life has this uncanny way of sneaking up on us, doesn't it? One moment we're dreaming big, making plans, and imagining the future filled with endless possibilities. The next, we find ourselves reflecting on decades of life experiences, asking ourselves, what now? How do I make the most of the years ahead? It's easy to feel like time moves at a pace we can't control and that the world around us is evolving faster than we can keep up. Have you ever felt like the people around you don't quite understand your needs anymore, or like the days are slipping by before you've had a chance to truly embrace them? You're definitely not alone. Aging can bring unique challenges, but here's the silver lining. It also brings incredible opportunities to evolve, grow, and thrive in ways we might not have imagined when we were younger. Today, we're going to embark on a deeply meaningful journey together, one that's all about how to navigate aging with grace, confidence, and purpose. But here's the thing. This isn't just about avoiding the pitfalls, the bad habits, or the things we shouldn't be doing as we age. It's about rediscovering the joys of life, those moments of connection, the wisdom we've gathered, and the beauty in every new day we're given. We're going to explore 5 things you should never say and 5 things you should never do as you get older. These might sound simple, but the impact they can have on your mindset and your day-to-day life is profound. These are habits and attitudes that could either hold you back from living your best life or set you free to experience the life you've always wanted. Now, let me be clear. Life doesn't end at 60, 70, or even 80. In fact, some of the most fulfilling, exciting, and meaningful years can come later in life. Aging is a journey, not a destination. It's a process that keeps evolving, and how we approach it can make all the difference between a life full of regrets and one that's filled with purpose and joy. Imagine if, with just a few simple shifts in the way you think, speak, and act, you could experience more joy, build deeper, more meaningful relationships, and feel a renewed sense of purpose every single day. Sounds incredible, right? That's exactly what we're going to talk about today, and by the end of this video, I promise you'll have actionable insights you can start applying immediately to transform how you see your golden years. Whether you're here for yourself, a loved one, or simply because you're curious about how to embrace aging with wisdom, you're in the right place. We've got a lot to cover, and I can't wait to share these insights with you. Are you ready to dive in and start unlocking a more fulfilling and empowered way of aging? Let's get started. Number 1. I'm too old for that. This phrase, I'm too old for that. We've all said it at some point, haven't we? It feels like a safe and simple way to avoid stepping out of our comfort zones, but here's the truth. When you say I'm too old for that, you're not just avoiding new experiences, you're actively limiting your own potential. Think about it for a moment. Whether it's learning a new skill, trying something adventurous, making new friends, or picking up that hobby you've always dreamed of but never had the time for, age should never be the thing that holds you back. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's the perfect time to embrace these opportunities. Let's take something as simple as dancing. Imagine stepping onto the dance floor for the first time in years. Maybe you're hesitant at first, unsure if your body will keep up with the rhythm. But then, as the music plays, you start to feel the beat, and before you know it, you're moving, laughing, and enjoying every moment. Does it matter that you're not as spry as you were decades ago? Not at all. Dancing isn't about perfection. It's about joy, movement, and the freedom to express yourself. And every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to feeling alive and vibrant. Or perhaps you've always dreamed of learning to play an instrument like the piano. Sure, it might feel daunting at first, especially if you've never played before, but why not give it a try? One note at a time, one chord at a time, you'll begin to unlock a whole new world. The process may take time, but it's the journey that matters most. Music can connect us to emotions, memories, and even parts of ourselves we didn't realize were still there. Here's the key. Age is not a barrier, it's an invitation. An invitation to embrace life in new ways. Think of it like a door that's always open, waiting for you to step through and discover something new about yourself. So the next time you catch yourself saying, I'm too old for that, pause and ask yourself, why not now? Why not me? It's never too late to try something new, and every new experience has the power to make you feel more alive, more connected, and more engaged with life. Number 2, nobody cares about me anymore. It's completely natural to feel lonely from time to time, especially as life moves on and things change. Loved ones get busy with their own lives, and sometimes it seems like the world just keeps moving without you. But here's the thing. When you say nobody cares about me anymore, you're not just acknowledging your loneliness, you're also unknowingly creating a barrier that might push others further away. When you feel this way, it's easy to fall into a mindset where you believe no one sees you or values you. But I want to challenge that thought for a moment. Yes, things may feel quieter now, but that doesn't mean you're invisible. It's just a reminder that sometimes the effort to connect needs to come from both sides. And here's the good news. You can take small steps to rekindle connections and rebuild your social circle, even in the most subtle ways. Why not reach out to an old friend you've lost touch with? A simple phone call or message could be the spark that reignites a beautiful relationship. You might be surprised by how much they've been thinking about you too. Or maybe consider joining a local club or group that interests you, whether it's a book club, gardening group, or a walking club. These spaces are full of like-minded individuals who are also looking for meaningful connections, and you could find yourself surrounded by new friends before you know it. And if you're looking for something that's not just about meeting new people, why not think about volunteering in your community? There are always people who need a helping hand, and by giving a little of your time, you're not only making a difference in someone else's life, you're showing the world that you're open to connection. Plus, you'll quickly realize how many people value your presence. It might not always be loud or immediate, but sometimes the smallest acts can have the biggest impact. Here's the bottom line. It's not always about who reaches out first. It's about showing the world that you're still here, still interested in connecting, and still ready to share your time, your wisdom, and your heart. The more you put yourself out there, the more you'll find that people care far more than you think. Number 3. In my day, everything was better. Ah, nostalgia. It's a beautiful feeling, isn't it? The warmth of remembering the good old days when things seemed simpler, calmer, or just better. We all have those moments when we look back with fondness at how things used to be. But here's the thing. If we're not careful, nostalgia can start to build walls between us and the people around us, especially the younger generations. When you constantly compare the present to the past with statements like, "In my day, everything was better," it can come across as criticism. It might sound like you're dismissing the changes or innovations of today, and that's not always the message you want to send. Young people today are living in a very different world, one that's shaped by technology, rapid change, and challenges that might not have existed when you were their age. And while it's okay to miss the past, it's important to recognize that every generation has its own unique set of experiences and opportunities. So, how can you share your stories without making it sound like a critique of today? The key is to shift your perspective. Instead of saying, "In my day, everything was better," try something like, "Let me tell you about a time when things were different, and here's what I learned." By framing your experiences as lessons or moments of joy, you're opening the door for meaningful conversations instead of creating divisions. You're inviting others into your memories in a way that's more about sharing wisdom than about making comparisons. For example, you could say, "Back in my day, we didn't have cell phones, and we had to rely on face-to-face conversations or handwritten letters. It taught me the importance of truly listening and connecting with others." This approach doesn't just help bridge the gap between generations, it also strengthens relationships. People will be more likely to listen, appreciate your stories, and even relate to the values or lessons you've learned. It turns nostalgia into a tool for connection rather than a source of division. In the end, your stories have value, not just as memories, but as treasures of wisdom and experience that can enrich others' lives. When you share them in a way that honors both the past and the present, you create space for deeper, more meaningful connections. Number 4. You never listen to me. We've all been there, feeling frustrated when it seems like no one is really hearing us. It can be tough, especially when you feel like your voice isn't being acknowledged or your needs are being ignored. But here's something important to keep in mind. When we say, "You never listen to me," it often has the opposite effect of what we intend.